My family is a gaming family. The fact that I have 8 children tells you that I've been around a lot of gaming. Ironically, I have played very few of them. The reason I don't play them is because I have a problem with losing. My hand-eye coordination isn't so good. That means I can't play shooters. I don't perform well under pressure. That means I can't play strategy games. So I've spent many years watching my kids play games. I've loved every minute. I'm nearing 60 years old now, and for some reason I can't explain, I feel the need to face my fear. I want to be a gamer before I die. Recently, I mustered up the courage, picked a game I downloaded free from Epic, and committed to playing it through to the end. By myself. For no obvious reason, I picked AER, A-E-R. It turns out I picked well. I didn't know it when I picked it, but there's no dying in AER. That made it perfect for me. Dying again and again frustrates me. I suppose it frustrates many, but with me, it means quitting. Yes, I know, I need to grow up. But since I'm already 60 years old, I don't think that's going to happen. Since there is no dying in AER, I didn't have to worry about my frustration level. I was able to enjoy all the details of the game that become apparent when death isn't lurking around the corner. It also turns out there are no time limits, impending apocalyptic storms, or a buildup of enemy forces. In fact, short of simply quitting the game, there is no losing. I couldn't have designed this game more perfectly myself for a man of my nature. If I had to pick one word for the game, it would have to be serene. All of the horrors of the world happened before the game began. A horrible cataclysm and war ripped the land into pieces. All that remains are floating islands, each a piece of serenity floating in the sky with forests, mountains, and waterfalls that fall into nothingness below. Even the frozen islands at the top of the world are serene with the snow below and the stars above. Lucky for me, the player, I am a bird shifter. With a gentle leap, I can transform into an eagle and soar. And the soaring is beautiful. The controls are intuitive and player-friendly. As I fly, I can swivel my viewpoint from behind to in front, from underneath to over. It makes it a pleasure to scout the islands from the sky. I can swoop and then with the flap of my wings, climb to great heights. I can feel the G-forces in my wings as I turn sharply to make another pass. I can maneuver between trees and rock outcroppings as if I'd been flying all my life. I feel relaxed as I fly. Even, yes, serene. The flying is a gem of this game. Of course, it would take more than flying to make the game successful, even for me. And more it has. There is a storyline involving the mystery of what broke up the lands in the first place. There is the suggestion that the final destruction hasn't been stopped, but only delayed. My job is to seek out answers to the mystery. I must travel the world, find the caretakers, and obtain the fragment of the tablet. The tablet will enable me to face the void and put an end to the impending doom. One clue sends you off to another land. There you search the islands, guided by rays of lights. Using the lantern you obtained in the opening scene, you are able to open a cave or a temple. Once inside, you solve puzzles until you obtain keys, more clues, or a fragment from one of the caretakers themselves. You work your way through temples by solving visual puzzles, or by ringing bells by leaping on platforms in the right order. Often you have to leap your way across chasms on a sequence of moving platforms in order to activate the switches needed to open doors. It is these very puzzles that dissuaded me from playing computer games for all those years. I watched with pride as my children calmly solved the puzzles in a myriad of games, but always wondered if I could do it myself. Watching must have been good training for me. Although my children never played AER, I instinctively applied and solved the puzzles without any assistance. Some took me much longer than should have been, but never did I reach the point of giving up. After spending too long to solve one puzzle, I found myself better prepared to solve the next puzzle more quickly. I realized that my kids weren't using puzzle-solving skills that come with youth. They were using puzzle-solving skills that they learned from experience, just as I was doing now. You probably well understand how satisfying solving a puzzle on your own can be. Much to the credit of the game design, I stumbled upon answers to puzzles. In one puzzle where I managed to open windows on a monolith, I didn't know what to do next. I transformed into the eagle and flew around the monolith to see if I could learn anything more. Nothing was apparent, but while up there, I got the hankering to see if I could fly through the round windows. It just seemed like a fun test of my flying skills. After crashing into the monolith several times, no dying, just trying again, I managed to make it through one. Sparkles of light told me that I had just done something important. I flew through the other two, and the cave doors opened up. I felt so brilliant. The ending found me facing the boss. Dialogue with Kara, an element of my lantern that had been critical in operating switches and learning about the past, adds some drama to the coming meeting. But in a game with no fighting and no dying, even my easily excitable anxiety levels remained calm. There was just curiosity about how the meeting would play out. It turned out simple and beautiful, as neither of us was destroyed, but somehow brought together. I say that as a question because I'm not exactly sure what happened in the end. However, the peaceful, sanguine spirit of the entire game leads me to believe the ending was a victory. Life will not only continue, but flourish in air.